radish I planted last week is coming up already. And it looks like so are the beets. They're coming up. No, that is the lettuce. The beets are right in here. We got radish right here. We got lettuce and spinach, and it's all starting to come up now. This is zucchini. We got a beautiful bloom right there. Hey, did you know these little blooms are edible? Saute them in butter, have them with your eggs. They're supposed to be a delicacy. I don't see any more ripe vegetables on there, but we'll keep an eye on that. My basil's doing wonderful. Oh, I love the smell of basil. Man, it's doing awesome. My parsley's hanging in there. My cucumbers are climbing the fence like I wanted to. And I don't see any cucumbers on there yet, but we're going to watch for them. These are for pickles. That's going to seed. So when the seed produce, I'm going to go ahead and harvest the seed from there. I got to get my gin pull out of here and put it away, but my carrots are doing wonderful. And I got some tomato coming up, and see, what did I plant back here? I don't know where my stick went. Some kind of a pepper. Got a pepper growing there. Got a tomato growing there. That is a tomato delicious is what it's called. This is supposed to be giant flag leek. I was competing with a deer for my tomatoes, so I had to put a cage around it. And finally, that deer doesn't come around anymore, so I got a ton of these cherry tomatoes coming out. We'll wait for them to ripen up, and ooh, I love cherry tomatoes. Here's another cherry tomato. They seem to be doing really good out here. This carrot looks like it's ready to harvest. Let's pull that one up and see what it looks like. Oh, that is the biggest carrot I have ever grown. Look at that. My rabbits will love the tops. Now I heard if you plant carrots with tomatoes, the carrot tops have a natural pest repellent that repels the specific pests that attack your tomatoes. So that is called a sister crop or companion crop. So I tried to grow my carrots with tomatoes, but the tomato didn't take in this bed, this pot, so I'll do better next year. Hey, I'm going to grow my carrots in pots. The soil's better. And we'll see what my carrots did in the ground. They probably didn't do as well as this one. Look at that sucker. Let's do this one too. Oh, we got weeds in here. Clover. I planted crimson clover in my garden last year as a cover crop. Okay, see how the carrot did. It's always a surprise when you pull carrots up. You never know what you're going to get. Okay. Oh, look at that little carrot. That was a waste. There's a big one down here, though. Oh, ha! Look at that one. That grew right down to the bottom of the barrel. But look at that baby one. I think I'll can these carrots just for the experience of canning carrots. Ooh, their aroma is one experiment growing carrots in the planter pots. So let's see what these carrots did in the raised bed. Here we go, that little thing. Oh, we're going to feed those to the rabbits. That's all I get, and these were growing as long as the ones in the pot. So that just goes to show me that the ones in the pot, carrots in the pot is the way to go. So that's what we'll do. We'll grow carrots in a pot, or I'll make a really deep raised bed and give them plenty of sandy loam soil to get a deep root in like that one. Oh my goodness. This little guy right here is a Concord grape. Believe it or not, he is 2 years old. And I planted them. They did okay the first year. They died off. They didn't grow at all last year, or This one sprung up this year. So I got them, I planted them last year is when I got them. I got them from the Burgess Seed Company. I got a set. This is the second year for the raspberry. It didn't fruit, but one cane fruited, and then the birds got to it. I'll thin the canes out and expand my raspberry beds. I got these raspberry starts from the Burgess Seed Company as well, and I am happy with the way they turned out. Of course, I've never had any problems with raspberries. Down at Acorn Acres when I planted raspberries, their first 2 years they struggled. Now they're going like gangbusters down there in the other garden. And I know they fruit. Takes a year to grow a cane, and the following year the cane fruits, and then you cut them back, and then the new cane fruits. So you want to alternate your cutting, so you'll have fruit every year, but don't cut your new canes. You cut your old canes back. I think third-year canes. I'll have to go research that some more. I still have to get my posts in the ground and get my wires up to get these trained to the wires, and get a confinement barrier down here so they don't spread out into the garden. They just spread out along this one little path. This is my strawberry bed. They're all dead and dried up. Never got strawberries. Transplanted them here, watered them, and they didn't do good. I got strawberries from Burgess Seed Company, and of course the deer got in and ate every one of them, killed them all, so I can't hold Burgess reliable for that. I'm just disappointed. I got my fence fortified, I hope, and that one deer that jumped my 7-foot fence, she's not going to be bothering me anymore, and I haven't had a deer in the garden for 2 months, so my garden is able to grow something, but I have 2 to 3 different varieties of strawberries at my huge strawberry bed I planted down at Acorn Acres a mile down the road. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead, go down there, get some starts, and bring them up here and put them in this garden and grow the same strawberries. Pickle cucumbers that I planted here. I got these from the Burgess Seed Company, and oh look, I got a pickle. Let's harvest that. Not enough to make pickles, but I got something. So as you can tell, not all my seeds I planted germinated, just hit and miss. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these plants, and I've been experimenting which does better where. So I've been planting seeds in multiple places. I plant them here in the cultivated bed, I plant them in the raised bed, and then I also plant some in the planted boxes, and I also planted some just out in the woods to see how nature allows them to grow. And so far I see nothing growing out in nature, in the natural habitat, so we'll keep looking. I got 4 nice plants of the crookneck squash. I have one I can harvest here. There's a couple more. Give them a couple of weeks. I love these things. These are wonderful. Ooh, here's another one. I like to just slice them up and put them in a soup, or just steam them and put them in with my spaghetti. So I got these 2 things. Here's my beets I planted. Not many grew here. Let's see what they look like. Look at this beet. Yeah. Of course, I've never grown beets before, so I don't know what to expect. Let's see what they're doing up here. And I know beet tops you can eat in a salad. Okay, that's the beets. We had a bag of red potatoes, so I planted them here, and we'll see what they did. potato seeds. And I got some edible potatoes here. So, there is the crop. Okay, here's my red potato harvest out of the whole red potato harvest bed. Here's those Minnesota midget melons. I harvested some, and there's some more growing after I harvested them. Here's the Russian black potatoes I harvested. This is a radish plant I allowed to go to seed. They come in these little pods. So we'll let the things dry out, and then I'll harvest the seed from my radish plant and have those for next year. So that's the garden update for here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, and I want to thank you for coming, and stay tuned for more adventures. That rabbit likes... Oh, she's tearing right into it. Wow. Now there's a rabbit that likes carrots. Or at least carrot tops. Yummy!